On Sunday, March 16th at 7 p.m., Winnipeg's Sonora Voices Cantemus Choir and Chamber Ensemble will take to the stage at Westworth United Church to perform Jonah, an opera for young people by Manitoba's own Sid Robinovitch. Inspired by the classic tale of Jonah and the whale, this special performance features a new arrangement for choir, soloists, narrator, and an ensemble of piano, bass, and percussion. Adding to the musical magic, the WSV Chamber Ensemble and Cantemus will also perform selections that beautifully complement the opera. Leading the chamber ensemble will be Valdine Anderson, who is also the artistic director for Sonora Voices. This is going to be an extraordinary evening of storytelling through song. And joining me here in the Classic 107 studio to talk about the Sonora Voices Chamber Ensemble with Cantemus, this is coming up this Sunday. I am joined by Valdine Anderson. Hi, Valdine. Great to have you here.
Hi, Chris.
Mm-hmm. So, for those who don't know, Sonora Voices was formerly called the Pembina Trails Voices. Can you quickly talk about the age range of the choir members and how many members are in the choir?
We've got just about 170 kids and young people in the choirs, and the whole organization has between 8 and 9 choirs going at all times. So it's a big group, and it's very active and a lot of energy and fabulous music making.
Mm-hmm. So can you talk about the Cantemus Ensemble? My understanding is it's sort of an offshoot of the Sonora Voices. How does one become a member of Cantemus?
We have an audition process for all the choirs, and we do this usually in May, and we start up again in the fall. Cantemus is the ensemble for treble voices in about the high school range, and the chamber ensemble is, again, a treble ensemble for post-secondary, mostly university kids up to about age 28.
Mm-hmm. So Jonah was originally premiered in 2022 with the Pembina Trails Voices and the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra. How did this new arrangement come about, and what excites you the most about presenting this new arrangement for choir, soloists, and small instrumental ensemble?
You know, it's a neat story. When we presented it with the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra, first of all, of course, that was an incredible experience, and it was wonderful for me as well because I got to conduct the orchestra, which I loved. But one of the choristers afterwards was just saying, I wonder if there's a choir or vocal score that I could have just to play, you know, in my off hours. She liked it so much. And Sid Rabinovich just took that to heart and wrote this sort of smaller version of it so that it's a little bit more accessible for choir groups and ensembles. It's just 3 instruments: piano, bass, and drums, and choir and soloists, and then you just add a narrator, and voila, you've got the new arrangement. And so we were excited about this, and I think Sid is especially excited because it means that, you know, he's gonna hear more ensembles doing this piece. And you know, thank you so much to the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra for originally commissioning Sid to do this. It was just a thrill to present this. It really sort of is a oratorio or musical drama for young people. So this is the next arrangement or evolution of the piece, and it should be really fun.
Mm-hmm. Sid's music, it's always fantastic. It blends folk, jazz, and contemporary classical styles. How do these elements come together in Jonah? And can you describe the music that Sid composed?
Yes, I can, absolutely. It starts off so evocatively with just drums and a soloist setting the scene for the story of Jonah. And everybody, of course, you know, associates Jonah and the whale. But Sid brings the story through the whole journey of Jonah. With his associates on the boat where he gets thrown overboard, and with a lovely moral too, so that it's a really nice story. And you definitely hear Sid's iconic sound. You get a little bit of maybe klezmer in some of the harmonies, and then a lot of jazz in the middle. There's a fantastic sort of scat singing that the ensemble breaks into 3 parts, and it's so fun, and then it just evolves into a beautiful close. So it's got a lot of really fun elements. It's super tuneful and very catchy.
Yeah. His music's always just wonderful.
Yeah.
When I was putting together the interview, I was just trying to sort out the singing roles in my mind. How many soloists are there? What roles are they singing? And how does a Cantemus choir fit into the production?
The piece starts off with solo and percussion. This is Julia Baldwin starting off, and she really just sets the scene. There's absolutely no music; it's just kind of a rhythm happening, and she sings this very, very evocative opening. And then as the piece evolves and it starts to go through the story, Sophie Caron is another member of the chamber ensemble, and she sings the role of Jonah in a few parts. And the choir really just tells the story, and from sort of onlookers to how Jonah must be feeling, to coming to the end with the moral of the story.
Mm-hmm. And the Cantemus choir just sort of sings some choral music in around the piece. Like, how do they fit in?
The singing is constant. It just goes right through, and just with, as it's got about 4 or 5 movements, and in between each movement, the narrator tells a little bit more of the background of the story, and it just keeps moving. It just never really stops.
Mm-hmm. This version has a narrator. Did the original version have a narrator? And what role does a narrator do in Jonah?
Yes, we had a narrator with the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra, and this time around we've got Brian Richardson doing the narration. And he really just kind of sets up the music for the next scene, I suppose, as the music kind of moves from scene to scene. So.
Mm-hmm. Who are the extra musicians? I mean, it's built for a small chamber ensemble. You've got piano, bass, and percussion. Can you talk about them?
Yes, we've got Carl Kohut playing bass, and we've got Cameron Denby on percussion. So very, very strong players. And we've got Leanne Rager-Lee playing the piano, basically doing the orchestra part that originally was written for the chamber orchestra. And she's also conducting the Cantemus ensemble. She's the conductor for that group. So they are, along with my choir, the chamber ensemble, performing some numbers before they present Jonah.
Mm-hmm. There are additional songs that are going to be performed by WSV choirs. How are they selected? And can you talk about some of the songs some of the extra songs that are going to be performed?
Yes, I can. We've got just really the songs were meant to be things that were lyrical and just show off the choir's versatility in styles and beauty of tone. So in 2 of the songs that the choirs are doing, we've got Rachel Christensen playing the violin. So that's really enhancing them. One of them is by Craig Hella Johnson, Will There Really Be a Morning? The poetry's by Emily Dickinson. And we've got Anna Kolchika and Julia Baldwin singing solos in that. Other songs, 10,000 Miles is a folk song. We're doing a beautiful arrangement of that with violin. And the Cantemus group are also doing a fabulous contemporary song with violin accompaniment too.
Wonderful. It all sounds so great, Valdine, it really does. What do you hope audiences are going to take away from Jonah and this very special performance on Sunday?
Well, I hope they leave the concert humming a few tunes. I can almost guarantee it. So it's just so catchy and the music so beautiful. So I hope they really enjoy hearing a really well, this is corny sounding, but a whale of a tale, and but just also just enjoying the whole aspect of being presented this musical drama, and starting off with some beautiful choral pieces. One of them being Eric Essenwald's Stars, which is accompanied by wine glass tones. So that should be kind of different and interesting. So the whole evening should be kind of special.
And all in that wonderful acoustic of
Yes.
Westworth United,
Yes,
for sure.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Valdine, this has been so wonderful to have you here. The performance of Sid Robinovich's opera, it sounds like it's going to be just fantastic. Thanks for taking the time to stop by and talk to me today. It's been great.
Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm. For our Classic 107 listeners, the performance of Jonah, as performed by Winnipeg Sonora Voices Cantemus Choir and Chamber Ensemble, takes place this Sunday, March 16th at 7 p.m. at Westworth United Church. For more details, visit sonoravoices.ca or go to classic107.com. I've embedded a direct link to the show page in the article about the concert that is up there now. Valdine, thanks again.
Thank you.